Alright, so why is my neighbor's grass darker than my grass? Here's a neighborhood right here we work in, and the yard down here, we do not treat. The homeowner does it himself and does a great job. This yard, we do treat. We do a great job on it. Both yards are very thick and dense. This isn't a bad color, but this is a better color. Why is that? Well, when they build, contractors, for the most part, I don't know how it is in your neck of the woods, but in our neck of the woods, for the most part, use a cheaper grass seed than like a turf type seed. And because, you know, they get done with the house, they get done with the framing, the roof, the shingles, the cement, the inside, the fixtures, the sink, the shower, blah, blah, blah. They get it done. Usually the last thing to be completed is the outside. And that's usually where the money starts getting thin and they start running out of money. So what happens is they end up using cheaper material. And that's usually in the form of like a Kentucky 31 grass or something along that lines. And by nature, Kentucky 31 it's cheaper. It's also a lighter green turf. So I'm not preaching that Kentucky 31 is bad. I'm just preaching it's a different color. Look at there. Now we don't do this guy's seeding. We only do his fertilization. So I think he started this year buying grass seed from us. So it'll take a while, but we'll eventually get this converted over. So this yard used to be in the same shape. We've been treating and seeding this yard for about 5, maybe 6 years now. And the color is drastically different than it used to be. And this yard was, when sown from the start, was Kentucky 31 for the most part. Actually had some orchard grass in it too, simply because this neighborhood used to be a big farm, and the orchard grass was never killed out, so it's kind of blended in. But after years of seeding with turf type tall fescue, you can actually change the color. So I hope the camera can do it justice. Not sure that it will, but here's some orchard grass. It's a medium blade. It's actually a high-end hay that's grown for horses and cattle. It has a very high protein content in it, and so it's a very high-end hay, expensive hay. Folks will grow, and then the horse guys will buy it and feed it to the horses so they get good protein out of it. Here's your Kentucky 31 grass blade, and this is going to be your turf type tall fescue. Now if you'll notice, this is kind of curled up a little bit. That's because it's a little bit of stress involved there. It needs some water. We haven't had rain in a while, and we've had unusually high temperatures for October. But not sure if you can see the color difference. Hopefully you can. But there is a noticeable color difference between turf type tall fescue and Kentucky 31 tall fescue. Alright, so here's another way to kind of get the point across. Let's say you got some land here, you clear it out, you build your house. And by the way, this guy has built an extraordinary house. I mean, this guy, whoever built this house, really has class. They're really top-notch folks. So they've got this gorgeous, incredibly nice blue house. They've got a yard. Well, typically, for the most part, at least in our area, I don't think I really can't remember seeing this done, but on a very rare occasion, is once they build the house and they grade off the land, well, before they grade off the land, do they actually go in there and round up and kill off the crap that's there, it's existing already. It's pre-existing Dallas grass, Bermuda grass, orchard grass, you name it, it's there. It's just a wild something or another, weed, grass, whatever. It's very rare to see that round up and kill off. What happens is they just come in with the machines and grade it and smooth it out, slick it down, and lay the gutter pipes and the driveway pipe or whatever. And that material still has a root system. A lot of the times it still has a root system, especially stuff like Bermuda and Dallas grass. So that stuff's there. It never was killed off. So now you think you got this nice clean dirt area, but you don't, because there's still a root system in the ground because it hadn't had any herbicide put in it to effectively control it. So you get a contractor, and let's say he does a real good job at seeding. He's putting his grass seed out there, and man, he's putting it down good, and he's working it in the soil. The yard gets watered, and here we go. We got a nice thick yard of what most people say grass. You know, they call it grass. They don't, because they either don't know the difference in turf type and other types, and you know, spreading type, warm season grass, cool season grass. Most people just don't know that knowledge. There's plenty of people that do, but your average Joe Smo guy just don't know. He looks out and he sees grass. That's what he's looking at. So, since we spent all that money on this really, really fine house right here, well, my budget's tight, and it's time to do the outside. So we're not going to spend a lot of money on the outside. We're just going to throw one little bush right here and a couple little bushes around the side, call it a day on that. And I'm really pinching my pennies, and I'm really pushing this contractor to save me as much money as I can. So they use a cheap grass seed, Kentucky 31, right here. It doesn't have to actually be Kentucky 31. There's many fescues out there that are just cheaper varieties than turf type tall fescues and the higher quality fescues. So we get the yard up, it's going, let's say it's irrigated. We're spraying water on it, and it's doing well. Well, I call a lawn care company, sign up with this lawn care company, and we start working on the yard. And of course, we're dealing with KY 31, so we're fertilizing. This yard's on a fungicide plan. It's getting fungicides, the whole 9 yards. So the yard's great, perfectly healthy, and I get a call, a complaint saying, hey, and that's not why this video is. I haven't gotten any complaints. I just happened to ride through the neighborhood and saw that yard, and I said, that's a good chance for a video. And this client, let's just say this client says, hey, man, I really like my yard to get darker green. So I say, all right, we'll aerate and seed, and we'll start incorporating turf type, which is darker green by nature, and we'll start seeing a little difference. So let's aerate and seed. Because remember, we don't want the yard too thick. So I've got a little bit of turf type tall fescue in here. So it kind of mixed in, but overall, my yard's still the same color. Well, let's go year 2. Let's overseed a little heavier. We're starting to get there. Year 3. We're starting to get there. It's getting a little darker green every year. But the bottom line is I've still got all that base of Kentucky 31 or a light color fescue in the yard. So we're going to keep on overseeding. Keep on overseeding. Do that year after year after year after year after year after year, and it keeps getting darker and darker and darker. But you have to remember, the Kentucky 31 is still there. We haven't done anything. Well, instead of taking years and years and years and years to do this, what's the other option to get the dark green yard? Well, let me show you. We're gonna come in here, and my wife is gonna kill me, by the way. She's not here, so I'm getting away with it. Roundup. Whoop, there it goes. Start over. Renovation, baby. Now we can sow that yard with a nice dark green turf type tall fescue. There you go. I hope that helps. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, do all that good stuff. Check you later.